Welcome to Tassie's Football Fix for another week. I'm Damien Gill from FFT, and as always, I'm joined by Alex Luttrell from the Mercury to talk through a big weekend of football in Tasmania. Well, Alex, I'm a bit sleep deprived with all that's going on with the World Cup, but I did get out to the Victory League on the weekend, and it was a cracking few games.
Yeah, I think we're all a little bit sleep deprived, Damien, but that's how it should be. Friday night, it all kicked off at KG5. Tilford Zebras getting up 4-1 over the Olympia Warriors, their fierce rivals, but it didn't go their way at first. Alex Ralph netted a brilliant free kick on the half-hour mark, but Ethan Ingles pegged one back when he was cut back from Alex Zazinski, tapped it in first time, so it went in 1-1 at the break. Curran Ferns then netted a deflected volley over the head of Dimitri Nesta. It was a bizarre effort there. I don't know who it deflected off, but that sent the Zebras 2-1 up before Kurt Ingles put through Alex Zazinski, and he got a deserved goal. And Benny Whitehall getting on the score sheet with his third touch on his debut, coming off the bench for the Zebras, so 4-1 it finished.
Yeah, a big win for the Zebras, and I've got to say they continue to be tipsters' worst nightmares. They lose to the teams they should comfortably beat and beat the teams they shouldn't. It's a shocker for tipsters. In the next game of the round, the Knights got their second win for the season to lift them off the bottom of the table. A big win for Chris Hayes' men down at Lightwood Park.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Their second win of the season. Sung Yong Jin, who recently transferred from the Lions over to Glenorchy Knights, scored in the 21st minute, and then 3 minutes later, fullback Paul Wilcock put them 2 to the good after the Jae Yong Choi shot was parried away by young Lions keeper Rowan Gillam. 2-0 it went in at the break. 30 seconds after the restart, Benny Robertson capitalised on a Trent Pearce error or missed clearance at the back, scoring from 18 yards. So it was 3-0. It shocked me. I was sitting up in the press box, but the Lions rallied towards the end. The Knights sort of ran out a bit of steam. Danny Cohen and Billy Gasperinadis getting on the score sheet, but the Knights held on for the 3 points.
Yeah, I just think the Knights didn't know what to do with such a big lead. Not used to being in that position this season, but I'm very happy for Chris Hay and his men. It's been a tough season so far, but maybe this is the start of a good run for the young Knights.
Yeah, it'd be great for them to get a few more wins because obviously Chris is under a lot of pressure so far this year.
Devonport returned to the winners list as well. They won at home at Valley Road, coming from behind at half-time to win comfortably in the end, Ludders.
Yeah, mate. Andy Compain and Mark Christie put Launceston 2-1 up, obviously cancelling out Callum Moore's early goal. So 2-1 up at the break went Launceston, shocking most pundits, I reckon. But 4 goals in the second half. Michael Holden getting a brace, Callum Moore getting his second as well, and Corey Vickers also getting on the score sheet. Finished 5-2. So in the end, they were emphatic winners as we predicted on the last episode.
Yeah, it was a good win for the Devonport Strikers, and strong form coming again from Callum Moore, the man they call the Hound up there at Devonport, in some really bright form.
Yeah, definitely, mate. He's in great stead.
The last game of the round, it was a huge top-of-the-table clash, but it didn't quite live up to expectation, with South Hobart running out comfortable 6-1 victors. I was up there for the match. It was an absolute cracker for the South Hobart team. Rangers didn't deliver, unfortunately. South Hobart shot ahead 2 goals inside 9 minutes, the first coming from a corner from Nick Morton, and the second, Braden Mann finished off some sharp interplay between Andy Brennan and Ben Hamlet. And South Hobart just looked to run away, but then disaster struck in the 24th minute when keeper Kane Pearce was sent off for a last-man tackle on Nick Lanu-Atkinson.
Yeah, mate. Did it really affect them, though, in the end? Obviously not.
Yeah, it was a strange one, Ludders. I've got to say, Adam Edwards made a bit of advantage of the extra man, scoring from the penalty spot. It was a cracker right into the top corner. But from there, South Hobart didn't look like they had one less. They pretty well cancelled out Edwards' goal pretty quickly. Connor Cass came on for the injured Matt Lewis and made an immediate impact, beat 2 and sent to Braden Mann, who finished off his second goal. And in the second half, it was just all South Hobart. They scored 3 to Rangers 0, and the first one was Nick Morton finishing off his second goal for the match, and then Braden Mann finished in style. It was a Van Persie-esque header diving effort. And then an own goal from Ryan McCarriger cruelly in the dying minutes made it 6-1, and it was all one-way traffic in a top-of-the-table clash.
They go 5 points clear at the top again, so they're happy days. For
Yeah,
Hobart
catch me
football.
if you can. Catch
Exactly.
me if you can. Into round 11 now, Ludders, and there's a huge doubleheader up at the NTCA. It kicks off from 1 p.m. The first game is a mouth-watering clash, 3rd versus 4th. Northern Rangers have an opportunity to bounce back against Tilford Zebras.
Well, Zebras have, as you mentioned earlier in the show, Damo, they've been impossible to tip a win, but I reckon they'll get up this week. Nick Linnell-Atkinson's done his AC joint in his shoulder from that injury when Kane Pearce tackled him, so I reckon the Zebras are going to get up 3-1 on the road.
I've tipped Rangers all year, and I'm going to tip them again. I'm going with the Rangers, and I'm showing a bit of faith. I just think it was a blimp on the radar last week. They weren't quite focused after the week off. I think they'll bounce back this week.
Yeah.
Into the second game of the huge double-header, Launceston City host Olympia FC Warriors from 3 p.m. at NTCA.
Mate, that's going to be a big win for Olympia. I really think they're going to be solid winners here. I think 5-1.
It's a funny one. I think Launceston City have matched up with Olympia pretty well in recent times. They almost provide a bit of a scare down here in Hobart. I think it will be closer than most think, but I expect Olympia and Eduardo Cabello to bounce back, and I expect him to have a huge influence against the City team, and I reckon them by a couple.
Yeah, well, Eduardo, if he fires, he didn't quite fire last week, but I think that they'll be comfortable winners.
The next match from 2 p.m. at KG5 is Glenorchy Knights versus Devonport Strikers. Who do you like in this one, Ludders?
I'm going to go with the upset. Glenorchy Knights, I reckon, will get up 3-2 here. Watching them down at Lightwood Park, it's hard to win down there, and they really pulled it off. And I wouldn't say they're shining without Jaden Hay, but I reckon they'll get the upset because the Strikers, as we all know, they don't travel very well down in Hobart.
They don't travel too well, but I'm not quite as confident as you, but I'm picking a draw. I think it's going to be a real tight clash, a real hard slog, and I think it will be a draw between the pair. The last game of the round on Sunday from 2 p.m. at Darcy Street is South Hobart versus Kingborough Lions. You'd have to say South Hobart, top of the table, too good in this one. Yeah,
they'll be emphatic winners. I'm going to go 5-0 for South Hobart over the Lions. I reckon they're going to absolutely run over the top of them. John Syme, the Brisbane Roar recruiting coach, he's coming down to have a bit of a look at Caleb Ludlow and Nick Morton, so they best be on their, they got their boots on and have a pretty good game.
Time to shine for those two. Yeah, I'm expecting South Hobart comfortable victors. I think now for Ken Morton, it's a case of who to put in his side. He's got too much talent to fit in to 111.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Well, Connor Cass as well. He's a great winger, so it'll be interesting to see whether he plays or Benny Hamlet up front.
Absolutely. That's all we got time for this week on Tassie Football Fix. Remember to tune in at 2 o'clock this Thursday morning and watch the Socceroos cheer them on against Netherlands. For now, we'll leave you with the best goals and saves from round 10 of the Victory League. Bye for now.
He gets a header, and what a goal!